Jay-Z is scrambling. A new criminal investigation against Diddy just started, and Diddy is getting ready to snitch. Jaguar Wright and Gene Deal have both confirmed that Diddy was not working alone. And now the Los Angeles Police Department...
There's a lot of negative stuff around Jay-Z right now, which is clearly damaging to him.
Yeah, and I think there's like a famous quote from someone who was acquitted, and he said, all right, where do I go to get my reputation back?
Right.
I mean, social media was a light. Beyonce's next, Jay-Z's next, all the people in Inner Circle is next.
Yeah, and the problem is there are just so many pictures of the two of them partying together, and he clearly was...
There are more than 100 civil cases filed against Diddy. And this LA investigation is just the first one to officially turn criminal. Diddy's sentencing wasn't the end of his story. It was only the beginning of his real downfall. Diddy is not planning to go down alone.
Is now facing new sexual assault allegations, this time from a man in Florida. According to ABC News, investigators in LA received a report from a police department in Florida where the alleged victim lives, and now they are working on the case. Eyewitness News anchor Mike Marza in the newsroom with the very latest details. Mike.
Well, David, here's what we know. The new allegations of sexual assault against Sean Diddy Combs come from a music producer who went to police in Florida, but the alleged crimes happened in Los Angeles. Jonathan Hay is his name. That's the person who filed the complaint, and he's one of the John Does that filed a civil lawsuit against Combs in July. The first alleged incident was in September of 2020 in LA. Hay alleging that Combs performed sex acts in front of him and asked for oral sex. In a second incident, in 2021, Hay claims that C.J. Wallace, the son of the rapper Notorious B.I.G., took him to a location where two men put something over his head, he says, before Combs forced himself on Hay several times. Combs is currently serving out a sentence in Fort Dix, New Jersey, following his conviction earlier this year on two prostitution-related charges. Combs' representatives have not yet responded.
Jay-Z has already replaced Diddy, and the freak-offs haven't stopped. They just have someone new at the helm. Diddy was never the mastermind. It was Jay-Z who is controlling everything from behind the scenes.
This ain't even about Diddy. It's about the rest of them. Do you know they're still having white parties?
And whose honor? What?
Yeah, they're still having white parties. Michael Rubin is throwing them now. You know the guy that
we've heard those stories.
Bunny hops for?
Yeah, little baby. We've heard some stories. Yeah, we've seen the bunny hop.
You know who he's cool with, right? Who he's very close with. Mr. Carter. So we went from Diddy's camp throwing the white parties to now the Jigga Man's camp is throwing the white parties. Interesting.
Diddy's sentencing was never going to stop this. Diddy was just one of the criminals involved in this. His trial was a distraction meant to give the public a villain to focus on while the real masterminds kept their hands clean. But now that Diddy's civil cases are being investigated, it's becoming increasingly clear that Diddy wasn't.
Like, that's the thing in this trial, the sentencing, the verdict, all the hyperbole, all of the pomp and circumstance, all of the this, all of that, it means nothing. It means nothing. This was all done for the public's entertainment. This was all done to get people like me to be quiet. This was all done to give weirdos like Vladimir Lyuski and Torre the ability to constantly challenge and try to check my veracity, my actuality, my truth, and to get the public to not believe whistleblowers like me. That's why this was done. This ain't even about Diddy.
The victims never got the justice they deserved, and they're not going to get it. Not until everyone that was involved with Diddy is behind bars. One arrest isn't justice. Not when there are eyewitnesses that confirm how some of the most powerful figures in entertainment were with Diddy during his freak-offs.
Does Cassie get justice in all this?
Still
Does that
not
look
enough.
like...
Still not enough. Still not enough. And it's wild because she's getting such a better deal than dear Lee Cordell Smith is.
30 million and your perpetrator gets 50 months? I mean,
Still not enough.
jeez.
Her life is never gonna be the same. And people are gonna find ways to make her life complicated, to force her to have to spend that 30 million every way they possibly can. You know, there is no up. There is no win. Haven't I been saying that?
There was video footage that showed Jay-Z, Usher, Kevin Hart, and Diddy all at a freak-off party, but for some reason, no one else even got subpoenaed. This trial was a joke from start to finish. The feds had tons of evidence, but they never presented any of it. Even the evidence that they did present was
Woman, what is it called? Sprout to success or something like that? Some kind of charter school, private, independent private school in Miami Gardens, which is right there in the area of South Florida where he's been warden for Satan of. Because he ain't nothing but a shepherd for the devil. But she was going to invite him to come to the school to speak to her students there, K through 12. Yeah. You want to know what I find really interesting? All of these people that wanted to bring him to schools and bringing him this and bringing him that. How the hell are they going to do that when he's on the SEX offenders registry list? He's not allowed to be around kids.
That does make moving a little hard.
He's not allowed to be around schools. He's on the registry. Didn't I already do a tutorial about the registry? Like, I don't know. He is a registered SEX offender, and people want to bring him to school.
so far only one of the civil cases against Diddy has triggered a criminal investigation. But as prosecutors start digging through the evidence in the other cases, things are going to get a lot messier. Because once they see the overlap, the same names, the same.
They say with points and time served and any type of...
We'll
he might be out by Christmas next year.
People say a lot of things. You know what else they said? They said he was going to get bail. How did that work? You know what else they said at the end of that trial? Even after he was found guilty of the Mann Act, they was putting together a 4th of July party. How did that work? People say a lot of things, don't they? I guess they don't hear God say no. I don't know what's going to happen to him. I'm not even trying to guess. What I am praying for, though, is that real victims and real survivors actually get the attention that they deserve, that they get the justice that they deserve. I'm praying that Derek is going to be able to get out of jail. I'm hoping that the interview that I do with him will be able.
There is physical evidence tying Diddy, Jay-Z, and everyone else who was involved to their crimes. And just like Cassie's civil suit, the allegations and evidence in the civil trial are enough to start a criminal proceeding. This is why Diddy was so quick to settle with Cassie one day after her case was filed.
That the other 100 civil cases will not just be left at civil cases and will actually be turned to criminal cases, because they should be, because I got a big issue with everyone thinking that money is the end all be all into stopping a predator from operating. It is not.
Amen.
It is not. Why do so many of these cases stay civil? Why aren't they turned criminal when there's criminal acts all through the pages?
Can you file a criminal charge and still get money off of a can you sue later, or Is it strictly victims looking for money?
Simpson's family, OJ was acquitted, and they was able to take him to civil court and get him for bread. It really doesn't matter which way you do it.
That is true.
It can go either way. A civil proceeding and a criminal proceeding is just two different proceedings. But if you have criminal acts in a civil proceeding, just because someone gets paid or it gets settled and people get paid out, it doesn't mean that those acts shouldn't be.
The people closest to Diddy saw this, coming years ago before the investigation ever began and before the public ever knew what was happening. Behind closed doors, Gone Deal and Jaguar Wright have been saying this for years. Diddy